No dog sold or raised for illegal purposes. This is a historical and entertainment-based channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, yeah. Episode 24, yeah. Yeah. Let go. A deeper look into the Greasy Corner Kid. Is Grand Champion Flash the best of the Queen of Hearts? Winter is upon us, the case of the Liquid Snowman. Let us analyze the evidence on this episode of Bulldog Court. Bulldog community, please rise. This is your host, Get a Hold James, because we got to get a hold of the game.
Court is now in session.
Yeah. This is your host, Get a Hold James, because we got to get a hold of the game. You're under dig. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me tonight. You could have been anywhere else in the Bulldog streets, but you're here with your boy, and I'm so happy that you did. You overstand. I'd like to thank everybody for all the commentary on last week, the comments in the comments section. I hope that I replied to everyone. I think I did. Very interesting subject matter and very interesting, replies. And I'm very appreciative to everybody who takes the time to drop a line, whether it be in the premiere or just dropping the line after the show is over in the comment section. I really appreciate it. So we about to get into it tonight for our first case. A deeper look at the Greasy Corner Kid. Now, those people who may not know who the Greasy Corner Kid is or was, the late Mr. Randy McCullum, and he had some outstanding hounds throughout the years. And one particular one that I'm gonna home in on as I begin to present this case to the Bulldog community, because sometimes it's more than one way you can skin a cat. You understand? You don't have to always go the traditional trail. Sometimes it might behoove you to go the trail less traveled. Sometimes that's where the greatest rewards are, And when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about the Niggerino Strand in particular. I'm thinking about Greasy Corner Kid's Grand Champion Rowdy, who was off of Wild Size Lucifer. And he won in 53 minutes, 43 minutes, 23 minutes, 18 minutes, and 34 minutes. He come out Wild Size Lucifer, which is a Niggerino dog, Case Cujo dog. Bred to Orange Dogs Lil coming off of Cummings, or the late Grady Cummings, Red Fox, Eli Carver dog. And he was bred to Kobe, pretty much like a show dog, like an old family dog, but produced pretty well. We gotta get a champion out of it. It gotta be doing something right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because you don't have to go through the Townsend's Budweiser strand of Niggerino to get Niggerino. You can go through different strands of the blood to get to the blood. Wild Side Lucifer, registered mare, excellent strand. If you can find it in pockets here and there. There were other grand champions and champions that came out of Lucifer, and those strands are still around. I believe Old Glory Kennels may have a piece here and there, mixed in with the Wild Size Bandit blood. But for this one, I'm just specifically talking about that. If you can find some old Wrecking Yard Kennels Ripper blood, that is an excellent choice. Any of the strands that go back to the old Thunder Match dog, that is an excellent choice. You do not have to always go through Townsend's or Cates Budweiser strand. A strand that those people are still around. Those are easy to access. If you know the right people, they're easy to access. But sometimes, just in certain cases, there is another strand that is slipping my mind right now. It probably will come to me before I end this case, of another strand, but I believe it still goes back to Wrecking Yard Kennel's Ripper. And when I look at the rundown on this blood, I see where after Rowdy came McCullum's Black Talon, registered married, who was off of Rowdy, bred the great Greasy Corner Kid's Proud Mary. And also, that's, she was a half brother sister off of Kate's Cujo. Some more niggerino into the blood coming through Kate's Cujo. And of course, he was a producer. And then after that, he produced Greasy Corner Kid's Hambone one-time winner off of Black Talon, bred to Greasy Corner Kid's Midnight Cowgirl. Half brother sister off of Grand Champion Spanky. Now this is the same Grand Champion Spanky that stopped Gardner's Simba in 31 minutes. Put the brakes on him. I don't mean no harm, but I just sometimes, I'm from Georgia, a lot of us make sound effects, when we talking. I pulled up on them fools and they were like, and I spent off on them, and then I flew past them cats like, wow, you know what I'm saying? We always make sound effects, but forgive me. And then we find ourselves after Hambone looking at Penelero's champion Achilles off of Hambone to Greasy Corner Kid's Blackie, and Blackie is some back into some more Black Talon blood, bred into some Wild Size Stompanato, which is a double bred Wild Size Renegade dog. So that is some bandit niggerino. Some more, just a different way. I'm just showing you this way. I'm showing you these particular strands of niggerino coming through Greasy Corner Kid's strand of animals. This is another way. This is another way that if somebody were to try to get the last remnants of it. And so he has other strands, but I'm just highlighting this one strand and to show you that there is another way, because I understand that people who are niggerino connoisseurs, who are Eli connoisseurs, some people, for whatever reason, do not prefer the Budweiser strand of niggerino. They prefer to get the niggerino through other strands other than through Budweiser, which has the Miss Florida stuff on the bottom, I believe, the Miss Bobby Halls, Miss Boobs stuff on the bottom. And so the consistency in some of those dogs may not be there but I've heard the opposite. And I also too have gotten dogs from Sam Cates. So through the extremely heavy Budweiser. But this is not about me. And that brings me into the thing I always forget, but I gotta remember. I am not the judge nor jury, for it is up to you, the Bulldog community, to decide which way the tide may roll. And in the case of a deeper look into the Greasy Corner Kid, this case is now dismissed. We'll get back to the show after these important messages.
Check out one of the best dog talk shows out here, Bulldoggin' with Bo, on Dogman TV, Thursdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shout out to his co-host, Nonstop.
Oh yeah. And for my second case, is Grand Champion Flash the best of the Queen of Hearts? Let us look into this. When we look at the pedigree of SWAT Team's Grand Champion Flash, and I believe this dog was up in the Michigan area. And for anybody who knows the history within the Bulldog world of geography and where the toughest places to be, Detroit, the Saginaw, Flint area, even Battle Creek, even down in that part. Very, very tough competition back in those days. And for you to come out of those areas undefeated. Very, very tall order. Very difficult to do. So you have to have a lot of things working in your favor in order to do that. This was the case with SWAT Team's Grand Champion Flash. 5-time winner. And first of all, his pedigree, you know, he came off of, his sire was a very top-notch producer, very underrated producer. Some say a unreported register of merit, and that is Bell's Baby Jones. His dam was Easy's Twinkie, also registered of merit off of a man's Crazy Tippy. No, that goes back to Queen of Hearts. Bred to a male named Mans Kojak, who was straight off of Alexander Sweet William. This is the same recipe that makes Queen of Hearts who she is. The Bolio Boomerang cross coming through Alexander Sweet Williams is what does the trick. Now, this dog here is pretty much, you know, flashes that same recipe. So you wouldn't quite call him a Boils dog. He's just simply a Bolio Boomerang dog. You know, he has Dirty Mary in there one time through Mr. Rogers. But, you know, not enough for me to say Boils dog. This is basically a Bolio Boomerang dog. So he went on to produce, just out of 1 litter, Flash bred to Ready to Rumble's Edie register of merit, produced Cowboys champion Norman, WCC's champion Minnie, Sykes Jack, 2-time winner, Chris Wells Tucker, 2-time winner, and Chris Wells champion Flav, just to name a few. And he has other winners up there. He has some winners that won 1 game loss, one-time game loss. You know, yeah, SWAT Team's champion Billy, Gino Boys Click, 1-time winner, went 2 hours and 57 minutes. So this is what I'm talking about a dog like this that's very much underrated as far as his producing power. And then when we look at this particular strand, these are dogs who have been crossing the Grand Champion Flash into the Boils line, and it only strengthens the Boils line. That's all it does. It only strengthens it. So, and then don't mess around and get you some Cruz Rocky or some Cottingham. Oh my, now you are dealing in, what I would consider like ancient, Florida Bulldog recipes. This is old Ronald Boils when he first had Dirty Mary and was breeding to Commander Whitehead and dogs of this nature. Bobby Jr., dogs of this nature. Back into the Patrick side of the dog, to increase the gameness side. And then you have, you know, the Sweet William, which adds another element of devastation. And voila, you know, you have something that you may be proud of, and also too, something that could reproduce itself. So this is just a case I'm pleading for Grand Champion Flash. I encourage people to look into Grand Champion Flash. And before I go, I would like to look at our pedigree one more before I close this case. And that is Simone's Hacksaw Jim. Hacksaw Jim is a great grandson of Grand Champion Flash. But his bottom side is the old boss, the Pretty Boy Kennels Max, which is a short-time slugger, you know, and bred to Pretty Boy Kennels Karma, which is off of the Champion Quicksand, and the PSK's Cornflake female. So, you know, very, very good, high quality balls. You know, of course, Slugger comes off of Grand Champion, Rising Star Kennel Sparky. This is just one more of a more modern, cross of what you possibly could do with the Flash blood once you cross him into the balls with the Queen of Hearts. But That's just my question I'm proposing to the Bulldog community. Is Grand Champion Flash the best of the Queen of Hearts? And I'm sure that there are others that you could name, but who is the absolute best? That is my question for the Bulldog community as I close this case. We know that there are some, like the ones that go back to Pandy, but you know, word has it that Pandy didn't produce a lot of dogs like what she was, or never produced anything like she was, and maybe one that was kind of sort of close, but no cigar. And we know that we got, the Abrahams had the bull, Abraham's bull, the premier dogs of their era, Grand Champion Queen of Hearts and SCP's Grand Champion Buck. Did it live up to the expectations? Were the expectations too high? And maybe there's another that you could name, but this is my question for the Bulldog community. Is SWAT Team's Grand Champion Flash the best of the Abrahams Grand Champion Queen of Heart bloodline? And this case is now dismissed. Oh yes, winter is indeed upon us, and for my third and final case, let us visit the case of the Liquid Snowman. Oh my. We will go into the pedigree of a dog called Armageddon's and Grit and Grinds champion, Liquid Snowman. Snow White. Oh, we got a white dog on our hands tonight.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Impressive resume, 4-time winner. He beat champion Mailman his first time out in 18 minutes. For his second, beat Buck, a two-time winner in 27 minutes. For his third and for his championship, he went into a champion by the name of Bo Slick, 4-time winner. Beat him in 26 minutes. And for his fourth, he went into a 2-time winner by the name of Big Red. It went 1 hour flat, and he had Big Red laid flat. R.I.P. Big Red. We got a white dog on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I did say a white dog in my 8-ball and MJG coming out hard voice. You understand? We will look at the pedigree. Chain Life's Max, aka Buster, and he is both his sire and dam, both are off Chain Lines, Chain Life's Good Boy, or either White's JD POR. This is a son of Tab and a female called White Sally. The Buster male, his sire, was off, of course, White's JD and Chain Life's Tabitha. Also off of Tab, bred the Cruise Hannah, a Cruise Rocky female. His dam was Armageddon's Purple Rain, POR. Like I said, also off of White's JD, his sire, bred to Armageddon's Hillary, off Sammy the Arab's Boomer, bred to WSC's Elvira. And Elvira is out of Steve's Herschel and Steve's Snowflake. The Steve's bullish alien Steve's mighty dog in the bottom 8th is a clear indicator of where his white coat comes from. It showed itself, but a deep game dog by pedigree. Don't know anything about him, which is why I'm bringing up this curious case today, to turn to the Bulldog community to see if anyone else have heard of this mysterious, for some people well known, for some not so much, of the Liquid Snowman. Impressive resume, impressive pedigree. Have not heard much about this Liquid Snowman. You know, we have to look into some of these things from time to time, because the flim flam is real. Okay? The flim flam is real. I'm not saying that there's any foul play involved with the Liquid Snowman, it could be a possibility that people will turn, the people that I know are turned off by the white dog. And it may be a case where he may be on the other, would have been on the other side of the country back then, or out of the country, therefore not that much access. But I digress. I want to leave it there. I just wanted to touch that on the snowman. I don't want to get frostbit talking about something that I'm unfamiliar with. So what will happen is I'm going to look to the Bulldog community to come in and fill me in on this case. This could literally be a cold case, but it did come across my desk and I'm not sure if it could be on my docket. So for the case of the Liquid Snowman, this case is now dismissed. Yeah. And now it's time for my closing monologue. And like I say every time, make your next move your best move, but move strategic, like a chess move. I know people have run this into the ground, but mental health is important. Don't let anything in this life overwhelm you to the point that you go over the edge. Keep your mind, body, and soul at peace within yourself. This is your host, Get a Hold James, because we got to get a hold of the game. I'm out.